This is Penn State Lehigh Valley Votes. I'm Catherine Santiago.
And I'm Jensen Vixoric. It's definitely been an interesting election season, to say the least. So what issues are college students interested in?
Elise Yardley looks at some of the proposed policies from the two major party candidates, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump.
As the 2016 presidential election nears, we take a look at the policies that affect college students. In the hopes of attracting Bernie Sanders supporters, Democratic nominee Hillary Clinton developed a plan supporting debt-free public universities. While it wouldn't be a tuition-free system, it would tailor the tuition to each family's needs. Republican nominee Donald Trump has addressed the student debt crisis by saying he would like to have private banks loan money to students instead of the government. Trump also rejects Clinton's plan for debt-free universities. Another issue is minimum wage. Clinton has been vocal about her desire to raise minimum wage. She supports Fight for 15, a campaign whose goal is to raise minimum wage to $15 an hour. Trump is more conservative when it comes to minimum wage. He has both stated he would keep the minimum wage where it currently stands, but also suggested a raise to $10 an hour. A final way in which the election may directly impact college students is the issue of immigration. Trump has suggested a new system that places priority on deporting criminals and those who pose a threat of terrorism. He also wants to increase the number of border patrols and U.S. immigration and custom enforcement officers, and proposed a test that would ensure immigrants can assimilate to American ideology. Clinton is on the other side of the spectrum. She wants to increase immigrant rights and citizenship. Clinton also notably was in favor of President Obama's executive order that stopped the deportation of almost 4 million immigrants. For more information, check out each candidate's website. Make sure to do your research and stay informed this election. I'm Elise Yardley.
We wanted to find out how our students feel about this election. I walked around campus to find out. Are you voting this election?
Yes, definitely. For this election, I really think that it's very interesting because both parties have a very distinct background. I mean, each party has their own background with their candidates, so it'll be interesting to see what the results will be.
I'm voting more to change the system. I don't agree with either of the two main party candidates, so I'm voting for a third party.
I think in this, especially this highly contested presidential election, that it's very important for everybody to vote.
I am. I feel it's important. It's one of our duties as a citizen, and it's just important.
Social media is playing a big role in this election, with both candidates using different platforms to get their message out. Democratic presidential candidate Hillary Clinton uses social media. You can watch many of her speeches live on Facebook. Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump is a big fan of Twitter, proving there has never been more direct interaction with potential voters. However, he recently got frustrated with the different social media platforms.
We're also seeing celebrities and athletes using social media to endorse their candidates. Katie Fogel has more.
A video created by the organization Save the Day is currently at 7 million views. It features celebrities Scarlett Johansson, Robert Downey Jr., James Franco, and Mark Ruffalo, among others. Similar videos have come out by Katy Perry and YouTube star Casey Neistat, urging other famous YouTubers to share their political views.
The top 20 YouTubers reach over 1 billion views every single week, every 7 days. We have the power to activate a demographic, an electorate that isn't typically very active. That is young people.
Even superstar athletes like LeBron James and Steph Curry have spoken out in support of Democratic candidate Hillary Clinton. The Trump campaign is receiving its own celebrity endorsements. Mike Tyson, Jack Nicklaus, Dennis Rodman, and Hulk Hogan have all thrown their support behind the Republican candidate. So how does all this affect the election, according to students at Penn State Lehigh Valley?
Personally, they wouldn't affect the way I vote because I feel like when celebrities come out and they say, oh, I'm supporting this candidate or this candidate, they don't really do it with a basis.
LeBron James is LeBron James. When that guy steps up and says, this is a woman, you know, after women's suffrage was such a big thing in the past, yes, we want her for president. I think that has an enormous effect on the youth, and I think people like that are really instrumental in getting the youth out there to vote.
There's been no direct correlation found between celebrity endorsements and election results. However, they can draw attention to the important issues and encourage people to get out and vote. I'm Katie Fogel.
6 local candidates came to campus recently to help sort through the different issues on the ballot. Here's Allie Pozak.
The Student Government Association and Blue and White Society hosted Penn State Lehigh Valley's Meet Your Legislators event.
inviting local legislators to participate in a panel discussion about important issues in this upcoming election. The 6 legislators answered questions submitted by students, giving insight on how certain legislative processes work. Most importantly, they gave advice on why it's important for college students to vote. Here's State Representative Gary Day's advice to students.
Why should you still vote? The answer is, for me, a practical answer. Develop the skills and come to a conclusion. Come to a conclusion out of the choices that I have, what's my best selection. To leave and say, I'm not even voting is pretty much abdicating what I think is a responsibility of a good citizen of our community.
Thanks, Allie. A faculty member on campus is keeping a close eye on the election. Nasiba Saeed explains.
Penn State Lehigh Valley is lucky enough to have a faculty member who has attended numerous conventions, including this summer's Democratic National Convention in Philadelphia.
It was pouring rain the day of the final night of the convention, and Hillary Clinton was accepting the nomination, the very first woman in American history to do so. Didn't expect to feel this way. I got on the SEPTA train and I burst out crying because I realized that this was history in the making and that I was going to be there. And so I'm getting emotional just thinking about it, but I've been studying this for a really long time.
Dr. Guckold recently gave a presentation on campus about the history of women running for president.
That women need more. Women presidential candidates need more credentials than male candidates do. So there are almost 100 women who have run for the presidency, but they don't get much attention in the history books. And so that started it all. I wanted to know, who are these women who ran for president? So Paving the Way for Madam President chronicles the presidential bids of 5 women.
Dr. Guckold plans on taking students to the inauguration in January. I'm Nasiba Saeed. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Nasiba. Whether it's Secretary Clinton or Mr. Trump,
Green Party candidate Jill Stein or Libertarian Gary Johnson, it's important to get out and vote.
This is Penn State Lehigh Valley Votes. Thanks for watching.